Happy Sunday. Can y'all hear me?
Sure can.
Happy Sunday,
Happy
everybody.
Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Happy
Well, I'm
Sunday.
I'm
Happy Sunday,
excited. It's
Sunday.
all right. So look, I want y'all to do me a favor. We're right at 69. Let's get us over 70. Put in the WhatsApp chat. The Zoom you missed is the one you needed. It's funny because I got this group this 24 and under, and I'm gonna call them out. So Jaden put so only two of my guys would have learned the strategies behind doing
Mm.
10,000 a week. And I text back, either they want it or they don't. Don't beg anyone to make money, but you can still serve me at restaurants, wash my cars, and Instacart my food. Now, I'm not saying that to be mean, but I'm saying it to be real. So I'm not saying that to be mean, but I had an agent who actually, he was doing Instacart. And it's nothing against that. If you that's what you gotta do, it's nothing against that. And I would tell him, I said, look, man, uh, why don't you sell policies? Like, we got you leads. He said, nah, man, you don't understand. I got to do Instacart, whatever. I said, look, man. Then he said, man, I know what I'm doing. Just give me time. So I made him a deal. I said, listen, if you could come up with $500, I will back you $500 and buy you some leads. So together it's $1,000 towards leads. And he said, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have it in like a month. Well, team, that was 2 years ago. So it's funny how y'all say the universe, but I say God. God works because I had called Instacart about a year ago, and my girl ordered Instacart, and guess who opened it? Guess who delivered my food? That
Mm.
agent.
Wow.
That agent. And he was like, Kendall, what are you doing here? I said, yeah, we just called Instacart. I said, man, are you still doing your photography thing? He said, no, I'm not doing it full time. I said, you still do Instacart full time? He said, yeah. I said, listen, man, whether you sell insurance or not, you had a dream about doing your own videography and photography and doing this and that. I said, do you understand how just being aligned with us, we could have used you for like social media content and video stuff and productions, and I would have paid you. And not only that, I said I was gonna match you for leads. So we can't paint the vision for everybody. Either they see it or they don't. I'm not gonna beg nobody to make money. So when I said that in the chat, I meant everything I said because it'll be funny how things happen and you'll run into that person and they'll be serving you at a restaurant. And you be saying something, I remember when you were doing something, yeah, because they never plugged in or they bought in. So this call tonight, we want to take advantage of this closeout week. Do y'all understand that we're about to end the first quarter? Like March, and then the first quarter's over already. So think about it. Many of us wrote down our goals for the new year, and now we about to go into March, and then when March over, first quarter's done. And some of us have not even scratched the scratch of even trying to attain our goals. So tonight we'll go a couple of things. KG, I want you to help me out. Crystal's under the weather, but she will be at the office tomorrow. But we want to touch on a couple of things. When it comes to America, we're going to touch on their bonus first, but we want to touch on their rules. You have to, please, if you're doing this, please stop. And what I'm saying, and in case you can help me out with this, it's the text signature. We already know America's easy, super easy. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot use your cell phone to receive the text code for your clients. I don't care if they got a rotary dial phone. I don't care if they got a telegram, a pigeon. I don't care if they got Morse code in their house. I don't care if they got cups with strings so they ain't got a real phone. You cannot use your cell phone to get the text message and get the code. Because what will happen is America will terminate you, and there's no chance for you ever to come back. Let me repeat myself. They will terminate you, and you would never be able to come back. There's nothing I can do, there's nothing I can say that's going to allow that to happen. And the reason being, there's so many agents that are doing that, that they will not overturn that. They said when agents stop doing it, they might consider it, but right now there is no chance. And what I mean no chance, I know Hall of Famers, three of them who've done it, top producers, and they got terminated a year and a half ago, and they not bringing them back. So if they not bringing back somebody who's doing Hall of Fame numbers, they definitely ain't bringing you back, and you only doing 5 and 10,000 a week, a month. So please do not do it. I can't do anything about it. There's no way to bring you back. You just will have to write with other carriers. So the last thing I'm gonna say about that, and I'm gonna get help from the team. If you ever do anything in your insurance business, well, you got to think about should I or shouldn't I? That's a clear sign you shouldn't do it. If you ever do anything with your business and you got to think, should I do it or shouldn't I do it? That is a clear sign to do not do it. Reason being, you don't want to jeopardize this insurance license that some of you taking the exam a couple of times to get. Because if you lose the license because of fraud, you would never be able to sell insurance again. Everybody, we all on the same page?
Yes.
Do not do anything to jeopardize that license. If you got to think about, man, well, if I do it this time, no, do not do it. Because if you lose the license, you can never get your license back. And I'm talking about all the carriers. You just done. You might as well go do something else. So I want to be clear on that because it's happened. Um, and I got an email and I called them and this agent felt bad. And I was like, don't even worry about it. You got other carriers to write with. Just imagine if you didn't have them and you only had one carrier, there are agents who write with just one carrier and they still make money. So it's not a bad thing. It is a bad thing, but it's not a thing that's gonna kill you for doing business. You just can't use them. That's why we have other carriers you can write with. So, KG, anything you want to add before we continue on with the bonuses and everything?
Someone just said they missed the message. Listen, America, it is considered fraud if you use your phone to receive the code for the client to enter it in on the application. It tells you when you're doing it, right? So that's why we got to read the application as well. But no, that's, we want everybody to be profitable. We want everybody to win. And some people really just don't know because some of these clients are older and they don't maybe they don't know how to access their text messages. You know what I mean? And it doesn't give you the option for email. So if that is the case and you truly just don't know, please reach out to us. We have other avenues and other ways of helping the client if that is the case. So we want you to win. We love you guys. So just don't do it.
Let's touch on bonuses. How many of you know that there's a bonus? It's a couple of bonuses going on right now. There's a producer bonus for America. There's a monthly producer bonus, and then there's a Puerto Rico trip. Is everybody aware of all these bonuses that are out here? So the reason why I want to touch on this, and it's part of what we're going to talk about tonight, is because if you're not qualifying for bonuses, how do you ever consider yourself being able to qualify for the bigger things? So there's a monthly bonus. America has a bonus, and that bonus runs from December 1st to May 31st. You have to do 50,000, was it 55? 55,000 in premium submitted. So once you've done that, and you reach the requirements for persistency and placement, you will get a 10% bonus on what you write. I think right now, Megan Adams has already qualified for the America bonus. And here we are in February. If you've seen what Megan's done the last couple of weeks for us to submit numbers, we're gonna have Megan train next week on what she's doing. Because she's gonna share with the team. But that means that she's qualified for the bonus. Many of you, when you log into your America, can somebody log into the America? You don't mind? I'm not asking you, I'm asking one of the leaders.
I know.
Yeah, you need.
Yep, I got it.
You got
I'm
it?
in.
Hey,
Okay.
Crystal,
Yeah, I'm
log
in.
into yours. Share your screen, Crystal, if you don't mind. All right, so when her screen comes up, you'll notice at the very top, you see these numbers. All right, these numbers. All right, so These numbers right here are based on the credit. That's the amount of premium you're writing. The premium applied. That means 83% is means every time she submits an application, right now, 83% of them get the first draft. So if you look at yours and it's less than 80 something, then that means that let's say it's in the 40s or something like that. That means that your clients aren't getting they're not drafting their first premium. It's not there, it's coming back, decline, whatever. You need to work on that. That means a premium applied. The first time they draft the person's account, the money is there. Crystal's at 83%. Her 6 month persistency is at 83%. And then her 12 month is at 76%. Now, the company average or is 70%. Anything below 70%, they could terminate you. But when it comes to the bonus, once Crystal has 55,000 here in credits, and she meets these requirements here, which she does, she will get a 10% bonus. So many of you, you have Americo, you look in there, look at your own numbers. How much do you have in credits? What are your numbers? Some of you might be at 15,000, 20,000. I think Danny Huckabee is at 26,000, 27,000. So he has between now and June 1st to hit 55,000. That's a 10% bonus. Why did they pay that bonus in June? You know why? They pay that bonus in June, so you got vacation money. So what takes place in June? Vacation time. So you'll get a check in the mail. If you do 55,000, you do 65,000, you do 120,000, you will get a 10% bonus check in the mail, and they give it right before the beginning of the summer. Then it rewinds June 1st. From June 1st to November 30th, there's another bonus. Same requirements. They pay that check in December. Why December? Right before Christmas time. So I know we have a couple of agents. Cherie Rogan has gotten the bonus. KG's gotten the bonus. I've gotten the bonus in the past. Crystal's gotten the bonus. And that check comes in. It's perfect. So let's say you get the bonus in June and you plan on thinking about, I might go somewhere for take my family on vacation. And you qualify, you got $5,500. You can have a pretty nice vacation for $5,500. But all you got to do is to work. That's all you got to do. So that's one aspect of our business. Not even talking about the fact that you made money in between.
I just want to say that for those that do have America, every single time that you log in, I would definitely take a look at this. I know that we go to the agent tools and we're ready to sign up our clients, but if you just take a moment to just look at the persistency, make sure that you stay on track. If you stay ahead of it, then you won't have to catch up. That's the biggest thing. I think what happens is a lot of agents, they wait till it's right at the end or they wait too late and then, they're trying to make up for lost time. But if you're constantly looking, I look at this every single time I log in, which is just about every single day. And I'm always making sure that I'm over 75% for everything just to give myself, a good margin to a buffer to work with because the you first bonus is good. So just keep it in front of you. Don't be so quick to you know, run past it, but just take a look at it and make sure. And it's not just with America. America just shows you this very easily on the screen, but it's with all the carriers. All the carriers, you need to maintain your persistency.
The next carrier I want to talk about bonus wise is Corebridge. Corebridge has a bonus. I'm not sure if you guys knew Corebridge had a bonus, but they do. Now their bonus is a little different. And I'm going to share my screen. So their bonus is based on the SIWL product. So the program starts here. See, so the bonus is up to $7,000. Just sell 5 simplified issue. That's the SIWL level death benefit or simplified legacy graded death benefit simplified issue SIWL. And during the bonus period, you qualify for $500. After you do 25, you qualify for a $7,000 bonus. So let's think about it. For those who don't have America, all right, you don't have America, you're doing using Corebridge, using Transamerica, they have a bonus too. But with Corebridge, you just do 5 simplified issue. You get a $500 bonus. And then once you do 25, you qualify for 7,000. Now, this is a quarterly thing. So every quarter this resets. So just think about it. This quarter is over in March. All right. But then you have quarter number two. You could do it and qualify quarter number two and get $7,000. What if you did it quarter number three? You got 7,000. What if you did it quarter number four? You got $7,000. You pretty much can make $28,000 in just bonus money by helping the families and just working. Just working. That bonus money, if you don't understand how big the bonus money is big because you set it up in a whole separate bank account. It's extra. It's bonus money. You want to go buy something for your family, it's in your bonus money account. You want to go on vacation, it's in your bonus money account. When I bought my vehicles, I took it out of my bonus money account. The 20 grand I dropped on my Cadillac, the 15 grand I dropped on my Harley, the 15 grand I dropped on my Tesla, it was bonus money. I had it all in my bonus money account. I didn't mess with my business account. I took it out of my bonus money account because it was extra. You could take that bonus money and say, look, I'm going to pay my car payment with my bonus money. So you got a business that you're working, helping families, getting paid regular, but you qualifying for bonuses from 2 and 3 different carriers. Y'all don't seem too excited about that. Y'all just like,
I'm
but
so excited.
here's the thing. It's 83 people up here. How many of you are motivated by money? Put a fire sign up in the chat if you're motivated by money.
You see the steam coming from my head top?
If you're motivated by money, put a fire sign up in the chat. Raise your hand. All right, we got a few. Some of y'all not motivated by money, and I get it. I get it. That's not your thing. You ain't motivated by money, but I will tell each and every one of you this. If you ain't had no money, you can't live in your house, you can't buy no food, you can't put no gas in your car. So you need to start being motivated by money. Because these are the things that require us to just do normal functioning things in our life. Just normal functioning things. So that was a core bridge bonus money. The next thing, how many of you are motivated by trips? Well, there's a trip to Puerto Rico. There's a trip to Puerto Rico, and you could qualify for that. It's not too late. It started in, what did it start? August, and it goes to what, June 1st? Y'all, am I right, team?
May.
May 1st? Well, you do 250,000 between August and May, you qualify to go to Puerto Rico. We have the annuity bonus. I mean, the annuity trip. Right now, Leslie and Wanda Christie Maddox have already qualified based on their annuities for the trip to Puerto Rico. It's 7 days in Puerto Rico. So there's some of you right now. If you go back and calculate what you issued in August till now, you will know how much you need to do to qualify for Puerto Rico. I'm right there. I'm like 10 for, I'm like 11 or 12. So I'm right behind. I just got to find some annuities to go to Puerto Rico. But I'm going to Puerto Rico anyway in April. So I might go twice. So the thing is, it's right there for you. All you get. So you're not motivated by money. There's a trip they have for you. So we're not even talking about just regular, but we're talking about extra. These are extra things that the company's doing for you. Any questions in the chat? There we go. To Puerto Rico. It should pay between July 1 and May 1st. And I was wrong. I said August. So July 1 to May 1st, if you issue pay 250,000. Some of y'all saying, man, how am I gonna do that? And I'm gonna say this again. If you're not qualifying for trips and bonuses and these other things, how are you ever gonna win big? See, these are the things you should try to qualify for. It's for insurance and annuities. With annuities, you got to be close to 2 million. So you have to try to go for these things. If you start hitting these numbers, these bonuses every month, you form the level of consistency. And all bonuses are on personal production, these bonuses. We're not going to talk about VP bonuses. That's something totally different. We're talking about personal production bonuses. The last bonus I'm going to share with you guys is the producer bonus. Now, the producer bonus is something they give every month based on your normal production. So the producer bonus, this is every month. Starting at 20,000 issue paid, you get a $650 bonus. So imagine you saying to yourself, this year I'm gonna buy me a car. And you say, I'm gonna buy a car this year. I'm gonna buy a car this year. And you're like, your car payment's gonna be about 650, 700. It really depends. 600. It depends on what you're buying. But let's just say you tell yourself that my car payment is gonna be my bonus every month. All I gotta do is write 20,000 issue paid. I'm gonna get $650 check, and that's gonna be my car payment. Now, $650 is it's a decent car payment. All you're doing is helping families. Now, this right here is the carriers that pay bonusable. So American Amicable is 100% bonusable. So whatever premium you write, you get 100% credit. America, 100% bonusable. Corebridge on their life business, 100% bonusable. Instabrain, we will be getting Instabrain soon. I found out that my contract didn't go through, but it's because somebody ain't submit something, so we will have Instabrain soon. Some of you will have that. Mutual almost 100% bonusable on life and IULs. Transamerica, 100% bonusable. North America, only 50% bonusable on life, 100% on IULs. FNG, for those who be writing a lot of FNG, and you wondering, yo, I did so and so with FNG. I don't know why I ain't getting no bonus. Well, if you look right here, on their life business, you're only getting 25% credit. On their IULs, you're only getting 50% credit. So that means if you write 20,000, 30,000 in FNG, let's say IULs, because that's mostly what we write, you only gonna get credit for 15,000. So you gotta pay attention to that. If you write NLG, you're only getting credit for 25% life and 75% IUL. Same thing. You write, 50,000 in NLG. You wonder why I didn't get, 100% credit. Well, you only gonna get 20 credit for 25% of that 50,000. I mean 75% of that 50,000. So you're not gonna get 100% bonus pool. Anaco is 100%. And then the rest of them going down. Royal Neighbors, you're only getting 25% credit. And on annuity volume, you get 2.5% credit. So just to show you a quick example, you also get bonuses based on the increase in writers. So for those who are building, let's just say, for example, you added an extra writer to your team and you did an extra 20,000 team volume, you get a $500 bonus. You add 5 writers to your team. Let's say, for example, one of you on the screen, you add 5 new writers. You guys go out and do 75,000 extra volume. You get $1,000 bonus. So you do get bonus for every new writer that you add, and it's actually direct writers. So it's not somebody in the downline, it's somebody direct. So if you have a direct person that I recruit, let's say I recruited, for example, KG and Crystal, they brand new and we do 20,000 in volume extra next month, I get a $500 bonus. So there are so many different bonuses. Um, this is a real example. I'm gonna show you real quick. You got 2 agents. You got agent A, you got agent B. I showed this to you before. Agent B wrote 204,000 on his own pen, personal production. Agent B wrote 131,000 on his own pen. Agent A wrote 67,000 with Aetna, but got 0 bonus credit. So for those who write Aetna, one of the reasons we don't write them, there's 0 bonus credit. American Amicable, he didn't write any, but Agent B did. Got credit, remember, 75%. Then we also have America. Agent A wrote 30,000, B wrote 10,000. They got 100% credit. If you go all the way down, so if you look at Agent A, they only got credit for 96,000 because 67,000 of it wasn't bonusable. And then Agent B got credit for 113,000. So let's just look at the numbers. So if you go back up to the graph, $96,000 is what agent A got credit for. But you see the bonus for $8,000 bonus starts at 100. So because they wrote all that Aetna, they cost themselves $4,000. Actually cost themselves more than that. Agent B wrote 113,000, they get an $8,000 bonus. So imagine if agent A didn't write all that Aetna, he wrote it somewhere else. If you take 67,000 and add it to 96, that's 163,000. Agent A really cost themselves $10,000 because agent A would have qualified for the 150,000 issued, but they got a $15,000 bonus. But instead, since they wrote all that Aetna, they only qualified for the $4,000 bonus. That would make me sick to my stomach. So that's why you have to pay attention. This is in your FFL website. Pay attention to what you're writing, especially pay attention to your bonuses.
Kendall, is it best to write the policies through the individual carriers so that you can get the bonuses? Or are you still able to go through the integrity program to get those bonuses as well?
You're gonna get bonuses anywhere, no matter where you write.
Okay.
No matter where you write, you're gonna get it. Yes, this is all on top of your commissions. Yes. All I'm talking about right now is bonus money. I haven't mentioned that one thing about commission. It's all on top of your commissions.
So I know, Kendall, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Well, I think that being cognizant of that, that's great as well, right? For all of us too. But also remember, sometimes like yesterday or a couple days ago, American denied my client, Mutual of Omaha denied my client, Makeable denied. The only one that was okay was Aetna. So sometimes we must go to one that would accept the client as well. So that I just wanted to tell you that. But great thing that you enlighten us. I don't think we purposely would go Aetna first of all, because that's wrong.
Now everybody doesn't have Aetna.
Right.
So they have to go with we got corporates, we got other carriers.
Gotcha. All right.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Always remember too that everybody doesn't go. They don't go based on the order of carrier. We got some people who go straight to guaranteed, and there are people that can qualify for immediate coverage, which is why we use the ILC. So go America first.
Yeah. Then pivot. Then pivot to trans, pivot to core bridge.
Yeah.
You wanna go by order operations. Aetna should be the last thing on your list.
Exactly.
You might say, well, Kendall, this person is young, and I gotta explain to you the way it explained to me. When I got in, I didn't have Aetna. So if I had a person that was 40 years old and they couldn't get anything because they were like 5'11", 400 pounds, guess what they got? They got accidental death.
Yeah.
And then I say, you know what? We always add in carriers. What I'll do is, since you my client, I'll revisit that once I add some more carriers. And that's what I would do. I refuse, like really, I refuse. If I was in the field, I would not write any Aetna business. I told the people at the Aetna table, remember we supposed to get direct deposit to be able to pay by credit card? We still ain't got it. So I'm not going to approve anybody writing Aetna for two reasons. You got to send them a check in the mail. Still, they have not approved paying by card. So if I don't want to write a check every month to go to the mailbox and mail it, I know you're not going to do it. Therefore, the debt's going to roll up. So to alleviate that, I'm not going to approve that. Or most people that have it right now,
We're gonna go for a walk in a minute. You time to walk?
Lucy, mute out. Most of everybody's on as earned with Aetna because we're not going to deal with a debt issue. We're not going to deal with it. Just to alleviate that to help save you from yourself. Because half of you don't know how to write a check in the first place. We're not even going to deal with that. All right, the last thing. Let's talk about leads. All right, would it be a closeout week? So we talked about how to submit a lot of business. Couple of things you want to do. Starting tomorrow, tonight, you want to get your leads. KG's going to log in, and we're going to show you something with the GOAT leads. And it was brought to my attention that some agents aren't filling out all the information. So KG, what I want you to do is I want you to go in like you about to buy some leads.
Okay, so we're gonna go. Oh, y'all see that return though? Okay, sorry.
I see that.
Okay, Okay. Order leads. We're gonna go real time lead. Oh, you want to do Asia real time?
No, we doing real time. We want
Okay.
to get real time.
Okay. Final expense.
Yeah, do final expense.
Okay.
And that's a good thing to point out too, because that means that she is signifying, whenever her leads, when she converts them, she's noting it in GOAT. So make sure
Mhm.
you point that out too.
All right, let's
All
try it
right,
again. Real time.
real time. Do do premium. Click on premium for right now. All right. So what I wanted to kind of share, you notice right here, stop right there. You notice right here, she's on reoccurring. So she gets a discount because she's reoccurring every week. She gets a discount. Now, right here where it shows the states, if you look at the states, these are the states she's licensed in. Now, you as an agent, you can clear this out. If you only license one state, you can put, just your one state, whatever state you want it leads to come from. Now, if you're dialing this week, this is what I want you to do. If you're able to do real time, get real time. If you're able to do real time premium, get them. If not, do the blended. But when it comes down to quantity, she has right now, she's paying $20, $22 a lead. Reason why she's paying $22 a lead is because she gets the discount because she's on the auto draft every week. KG, scroll down a little bit. She can also determine, stop right there, how many leads she wants per day. So if you hear now and you say, okay, closeout week is this week, how many leads do I want? Well, if you're going to get 40 leads, I would have 15 of them start dropping tonight. Then I would have 15 drops tonight, and I would do Monday through, Thursday, because I want my leads to come in while I'm at closeout week. I want to be able to dial. I don't want to wait for them to come in next week. I want all of them to come in starting tonight. So I would do Monday all the way through. When she comes down to the next section, go down, KG, right here, email, SMS. Team, it was brought to my attention that some of you not clicking this. You want to put your email, your SMS in, your title, insurance agent, your name, your cell phone number, your NPN. She put veteran specialist, mortgage specialist. So when the person fills out the lead, it's a round robin system. So when they fill out the lead, your name is gonna pop up. Once they complete it, your agent is Corinne Giles. But if you don't put this information here with your phone number, your email, your stuff is not gonna pop up. So that way, when you call the lead, they know it's you calling. Also, she has her Calendly here. If she has a calendar, they can book on her calendar. There's a button where they can text her right there. They can call her right there. Well, you might be saying, well, Kendall, I don't want my leads to come in tonight at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, why not? Because when my father passed at 1 o'clock in the morning, I thought to myself, I need to get life insurance. Therefore, I called my friend Brandon the next day. So if they up at 1 o'clock, that means somebody died. It's on their mind. They can't sleep. I need to get me some life insurance. You call them the next day, it's a sale. Let them come in. I bought a guitar at 2 o'clock in the morning because I saw it on QVC.
I rolled out of bed and sold a policy because they called me.
So 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, man, I can learn how to teach myself to play guitar. And guess what, y'all? That guitar sitting right here. Sitting right here. I ain't played the first. I ain't learned how to play nothing. It looked good sitting on my stand though. And because at 2 o'clock in the morning, I made an emotional, not even really an emotional decision. I made a decision. It's pretty early, y'all. Match my car, don't it? But the thing is, these people are looking for help. Let it come in. Let it come in. All right, KT. Before you scroll away, and then she has down here her website to her advisor site that's free when you have a CRM. So that person can look her up. They can see her. They know it's her. Go ahead and share the site. So when you ask, what are the agents doing that is making 30, 40, 50,000 a month? Bam, that's what they're doing. Very professional. This comes with your CRM. So when that person gets the lead, they can check her out. They know everything about her. They know exactly what's going on. They know that KG hit them up about, and this is my agent that wants to buy life insurance. So let's just say she has her leads. They start coming in tonight. See, they can click on anything here and learn about the products. Jesse Stam does a trade on the CRM every Tuesday. And they hear her Calendly. Person get this site, they go here, they can, and it's automatic. This is what your CRM. You should have this. All of us who got a CRM should have this. It comes with it. I got one. So when you ask, what are they doing? I'm showing you what they're doing. All right, KG, you can stop sharing your screen. With the dial trackers, you got your dial tracker printed. You got your leads printed. Print your leads before you come to the office tomorrow. Print your leads, have them ready, whatever you got to do, have your leads ready. So when you start dialing, you should dial each lead. If I got 40 leads, that's 4 dials per lead. So I dial them back to back to back. The 4th dial, I block my number. They're going to pick up. The first thing you do is, hey, Miss So-and-so, this is Kendall getting back to you about the form you filled out about life insurance. Hey, Miss So-and-so, this is form you filled out about veteran life insurance. Hey, Miss So-and-so, this is Kendall getting back to you about the mortgage protection. I'm not going to say this is Kendall with Family First Life. They don't know what that is. Click up. You know why? Because it sounds like you're trying to sell them something. This is Kendall getting back to you about the form you filled out about life insurance. How you doing there? Perfect. So what made you decide to fill out the form? You know what? Great. I'm going right into the phone script. And then if I'm building value along the way, they're not going to hang up. They only hang up when you don't build value. They don't give you the social because you ain't build value. They don't trust you. But then once I go through my presentation, because it's sell or be sold, either they selling you on why you doing it. One thing I'm not going to do when I call them is I'm not going to say, hey, is this a good time? Of course they're going to say no. If I call you Artemis, I call you, or let's say you call me Artemis, and you say, hey, Kendall, is this a good time? If I don't want to talk to you and I picked it up by accident, I'm going to be like, nah, this not actually. I'm about to eat. Oh, okay. All right, man. Just call me back later. And then you don't hear from me. But if Artemis, I pick up the phone and you just start talking and going into your spiel, I ain't going to tell you it's not a good time. I'm going to listen. But when you ask, is there a good time? That's an out. Every time y'all ask, is this a good time? How many times have they told you it's not a good time? All the time. And what happens? You book an appointment for later today and they don't call you because you gave them an out. If I don't want to talk to you, I am not going to pick up the phone. Brandon, you called me yesterday, right? And I was packing, getting ready to leave the office. And I saw it. I was like, I just call him when I get in the car. If I had picked up the phone and you would say, hey, man, is this a good time? I'm like, nah, man, actually, I'm about to walk out. I'll call you back. I'd have gave you an out. But if I had picked up the phone and you say, hey, Kendall, I got so-and-so on the phone, he wants to know if we can go ahead and talk now. I'm like, oh, yeah, let's go ahead. Do it now. Every time you ask, that dreaded word is now a good time. They're getting off the phone with you and you booking a fake appointment and then they don't show up on you. They don't show up. So any questions or comments? I'm going to show y'all something real quick. Any questions or comments?
That page that you have to purchase the CRM to have that page. Like you can't create it on your own.
No, you
Correct?
can't. Correct.
Okay.
Show y'all something. I was looking at this the other day and I was like, you know what? The team needs to hear this. How many of you seen the latest T&L that came out a couple of days ago? If you haven't, I'm going to share something with you. I want y'all to watch, and then we're going to conclude the call. But I'm going to just share briefly how this business actually goes. This young man, I believe he hit Hall of Fame this year, but he shared some nuggets. And I was like, you know what? The team needs to hear it. So I'm going to share my screen.
It's not for everybody, but for the right people, it's crazy lucrative.
I mean, that's the thing. It doesn't even discriminate. Like, you don't have to have a sales background.
No.
You don't have to come from a certain type of family. You don't have to be a certain type of person. I mean, like you were saying, it doesn't matter race, gender, it doesn't matter
Nothing.
what it is. Like, it just depends on how hard you're willing to work and what you're willing to do to achieve success.
All right, welcome to the next level. Got my man Wesley Ransom with us today. How we doing, Wesley?
Oh, just living life.
Living life. I love it,
yeah.
dude. We're going to talk about how you live life with us here. We're going to talk about some expectations, because as you kind of put it before we got on, is sometimes people have the wrong expectations.
Yep.
A lot of times going into a lot of things.
100%.
What were your expectations when you first joined us?
Oh, I mean, I didn't really have any,
Okay.
honestly. And I would say that's probably the reason why I started.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have improper expectations. I would say myself, I kind of just came into this just like, well, we're going to figure it out.
Okay.
But starting out, it was just like, I heard, from Ty, his testimony on what he was able to accomplish, the money he was making. And then from there was just kind of like, hey, you're going to dial the phones. This is what you're going to do. And then it was kind of at like the foundation of Ty building his agency. So it was kind of like the growing pains of like, hey, this works, this doesn't. So there was a lot of like very stupid people that were there that probably shouldn't have been there because we didn't really work out the kinks on who to recruit and who not. So it's kind of just like the floodgates were open. Everybody come one, come all. Yeah. Which leads to a lot of issues in business.
Sure. You learn real quick who to work with and who not to.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that's the beauty about what we do is it's not a W-2 job, right? I could not recruit you because I don't like your jacket. And I can tell you that. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? I could be like, you know what, dude? I don't like your hair color. I don't hire people that are blonde. Like, it sounds crazy, but it's 1099 independent contractor. Now, what does that mean? That's not a good reason not to hire someone. But the way they answer questions, the way they don't, how much of a pain in the ass they are early on. Is it a guy who knows everything? You don't have to hire that person, or you don't have to recruit that person, as you shouldn't, because there's enough people out there. There's a couple million people in the U.S. that have an insurance license, period. And then how many other individuals that are in sales that aren't making money? A lot. Like, you aren't the only one, dude, in car sales not making money. There's a lot of other people like you out there. And it's like, how long are you going to be in the wrong vehicle? And that's kind of thing, like, it's not always you. With us, it's you. Yeah. But if you're selling solar and not making money, it's probably not you, dude. Because I met a lot of people that sold a lot in solar and didn't make shit because they got scammed. If you're in a car, industry and not making, it may not be you. Maybe the model, maybe the dealership. I don't know. But with us here, your success or lack thereof is on you. But so in your opinion, what are the proper expectations of somebody coming now that you're doing some recruiting, you're getting guys going? So that's a major piece, right? Let me set the expectations for you. Just like dealing with a client, which we'll talk about how to set the expectations there too, because you get messed up in sales if you don't set that expectation. Yeah. All of a sudden you're asking for banking info and they're like, whoa, we didn't talk about this. Like, dude, you could have just fixed that by in the beginning saying, hey, we're going to apply and you're going to buy a policy today. There's shit you could have done. So let's start with the agent. You're recruiting right now. Well, in your opinion, Wesley, what is the proper expectation for a new agent joining us?
Well, there's a couple of ways to go about it, but in my opinion, the best way to recruit a new agent is just kind of laying it all out on the table. Reason being is because obviously you don't want to just hire somebody who isn't going to be a good fit because of chargebacks, roll up debt, the whole nine. So if you set proper expectations on what they can look for, what they can expect coming into the industry, then there's not going to be surprises, halfway through where they're like, wait, we didn't talk about this. Similar to the client where you're pre-framing bank, pre-framing social, whatever it is. The reason why you do that is to save yourself time on the back end. Right. But then a lot of people don't do that with recruiting, and it's really backwards because it's like you're really good at selling, but you're not able to sell this recruit on why they should do this. Right. And then you're wasting both yours and their time.
Yeah. So walk me through, if I'm a new agent with you, what's the conversation you're having with me early on?
So the way that I set expectations, I'm like, all right, Mike, so here's what we're going to do. So obviously, like, what are you doing right now? What are you doing before this? Kind of get a good understanding on where it is that you're coming from, what industry it is that you're coming from, just understand you as a person, and then just kind of lay it all out. So it's like, Mike, 90 days in any industry, doesn't matter where you go, where you're from, or what you're trying to do. Yeah. The first 90 days is going to be your learning curve. So the expectation that I set for everybody, if you can expect to make no money your first 90 days. Yeah. Now, Mike, you're not going to make no money, but if you can expect to make $0 your first 90 days, there is no reason why you won't succeed. Reason being is because a lot of people come into this industry with improper expectations, and they come into this thinking that they're going to make millions when in reality, they're not. The first 90 days, the first intro to any new industry, especially insurance, is going to suck because you don't know what you're doing. So if you're spending half your time worried about how much money you're making and the other half trying to figure out how to do it, you're significantly decreasing your likelihood of actually succeeding. But if you can go all in on actually building your expectations, building your skill set, and actually setting yourself up for success, after those 90 days, you can then take that skill set that you've created to make the money.
Yeah.
But if your expectations are so far apart, you might still succeed, but the guy next to you might not. Right. So it's like you're just decreasing your likelihood of actually making this work. So it's just laying it out to them how to expect what's to come. Now, obviously that's just one piece of the puzzle. The next part is what you have to do to get to that point. So it's not just come in here for 90 days, don't make any money, and then you're going to be good.
Right. You're just magically going to figure it out.
So it's like you just come in here, you're sitting around for 90 days, and now you're a millionaire. No, that's not how it works. So the next part is the expectations of what you have to do. So it's like, all right, Mike, day in and day out, this job, it's not glamorous, okay? You're dialing a phone, okay? You're not going out to people's houses. You're not banging on their door. You're not out in the heat. You're sitting in an air-conditioned office. You're picking up a phone, and you're listening to voicemails, okay? Your job is to try and get somebody on the phone to then try to convert them. Now, we have scripts, we have systems, and we have support that are designed to help you get to that point. But until you can get somebody on the phone, you can't sell to somebody, because if you're not trying to get somebody on the phone, who are you going to sell to?
Right.
So the expectation there, like, I'm not going to sit here and try and tell somebody that our job is the most fun thing in the world and you're going to be like loving life. I mean, I tell people, I'm like, you're going to hate your life. Like it's going to suck. But we don't do this because we just love it. We do it because you get compensated fairly for the work that you're doing. Because if it was easy and it made a lot of money, everybody would do it.
Yeah.
It's like there's a reason why it's a 92% turnover rate and why 8% of people that do it are making so much money. It's because it's not easy, but it's very simple.
Right.
So it's just laying it out to them, what to expect, and like setting proper expectations for what's to come, and then giving them the roadmap on how to succeed. Essentially just making the job sound miserable, just like making it sound terrible, super big pullback.
Yeah.
But then at the very end, it's like, but if you can make it work, you're going to make more money than you've ever seen in your entire life. Now, Mike, is this something that sounds like something you're interested in doing? They're like, well, yeah, of course it is. And I'm like, yeah, of course it does. Well, so I mean, Mike, like say you come in, for a week, you make no money, right? You're here for 12 hours a day, making $900 a day. You're getting kicked in the face, $0. Like, are you going to come back the next week? Like, how are you going to feel about that? And then usually they're like, oh yeah, no, I'll be ready to go. Okay, perfect. Well, here's the thing. So you're going to come back the next week, right? New week, new you, right? You're going to do the same exact thing. Make no money. Okay. Another 12 hours a day for the full week, $900 a day. You're working your ass off. No money. You're going to come back the next week. And then you're just going to kind of set the stage, because it's very easy for people to be like, oh yeah, this is going to be hard, but I'm going to make all this money. It's like, no, you got to like walk them through it. This is what you can expect. Now, Mike, there are people that make sales on their first day. There's people that don't make a sale for their first month. At the end of the day, we're not worried about you making money for those first 90 days. We're worried about you building a skill set that you can then use to make money like you've never seen before. But you need to understand what has to happen before you can make that money. Otherwise, you're more than likely just going to fail.
Yeah. And in doing that, you're going to weed some people out.
100%.
Which is the idea.
A lot of people are, it's funny. A lot of people are like, well, but if I say that, they're not going to want to do it.
Right.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Because you don't want Joe Schmo over here who's going to show up for 3 months, write a bunch of bad business, get super disappointed, and then all of a sudden he's like, wow, wait.
Expectations. The reason why I wanted to show that is because some of us will dial a little bit today, we don't dial tomorrow. Dial a little bit today. No, it's no consistency. With this being closeout week, your expectation should be, I'm going to hustle and grind until I get somebody on the phone. That's what separates the ones that's killing it and the people that's just getting by. Because if you're not doing what he just said, you're not going to win. You don't know when your learning curve is going to take off. Like your learning curve will take off because you've been doing it consistently. But if you're doing it today, don't show up tomorrow, show up Thursday, and you're like, man, I don't know why I ain't making no sense, because there's no consistency. So if you're consistent this week, starting tomorrow, it's closeout week, we launch tomorrow, dial every day. Be consistent in your dials. You will get presentation and you will get better. You cannot lose weight if you eating junk food, then going to the gym, no gym, junk food. I don't know why I ain't losing no weight because you ain't consistent. And that's why your bank account ain't consistent. Because you're not doing the things that's gonna make you consistent. So, any other questions or comments before we shut it down? All right. So tomorrow morning mindset, 8 a.m., bright and early. Let's be ready to light these phones up. I will be walking around. If you're not dialing, what are we here for? So let's light these phones up this week. The goal.